Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News. Tonight, President Trump takes aim at the United Nations, calling out global leaders and weighing in on the NATO's response to Russian aggression. Plus, nurses at Ironwood Hospital are taking a stand, filing federal labor charges against Aspirus after months of stalled contract talks. And Billerud is making its largest investment in the Escanaba mill in over 3 decades. We'll have the details. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Kelly, good evening. It's been nothing but dark clouds all day outside.
Yeah, Kevin, we are stuck in the clouds a little bit for today. It's not too much rain, but we are seeing that cloud cover, especially here on our 19 News Skycam downtown Marquette. Now, things are mostly cloudy, starting to get the cloud cover out of here. Very isolated drops contained to Iron and Ontonagon counties at the moment. We might have some more drops for tonight, but staying mostly dry. Temperatures into the mid to lower 60s at this very moment. We do have some upper 60s in there, too. We will keep the cloudiness for the overnight as well as those seasonal temperatures, and fairly cool for the rest of the week. And I'll have a look at your weekend as well in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Kelly. Thank you. President Trump took the world stage at the United Nations General Assembly today, delivering a speech that touched on some of the globe's most pressing crises. Among the most pressing issues are the Russia-Ukraine war and the dire humanitarian situation in Gaza. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon has the main takeaways from today.
Not only is the UN not solving the problems it should, it's actually creating new problems for us to solve.
Tuesday morning, President Donald Trump did not hold back criticism for the United Nations on topics including wars, green policy, and immigration.
Your countries are going to hell.
But despite that criticism,
I may disagree with it sometimes, but I am so behind it because I think the potential for peace with this institution is so great.
Peace is perhaps the biggest topic during this year's General Assembly, but frustration with aggressors who stand in the way was clear.
And it looks like it's not going to end for a long time.
Especially after recent Russian incursions into NATO airspace.
Do you think that NATO countries should shoot down Russian aircraft if they enter their airspace?
Yes, I do.
Some foreign policy experts say NATO countries were hoping for more from the president's speech.
They want to hear that he is committed to NATO's defense, and they want to hear him say that Russia should back off. And this is what Europeans have dearly missed in Donald Trump's speech.
In the Middle East, momentum is building among member states for Palestinian statehood. More than 150 countries, including France, Canada, and the UK, now formally recognize it.
The rewards would be too great for Hamas terrorists for their atrocities.
The president's remarks come as Israel presses forward with a massive ground operation into Gaza City. The Israeli military claims to have eliminated 30 terrorists and dozens of targets. But the Palestinian Ministry of Health claims at least 90 people were killed in the weekend attacks.
The president has said over and over again he wants the war in Gaza to come to an end. He hasn't, though, prioritized whether he wants that come to an end either through negotiations or through military action. He has kind of ping-ponged between the two.
Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
Michigan leaders are urging adults to head back to the classroom, saying stronger literacy at home leads to better reading skills for kids. The state is highlighting more than 100 free and or low-cost adult education programs at about 350 locations. Many are now available online or self-paced, making them accessible even in rural areas like the Upper Peninsula. They aim to increase the number of Michiganders with a GED or post-secondary credential.
Programs that target adult literacy, they really do have a ripple effect. Children are more likely to succeed academically, families experience improved economic stability, and communities benefit from a more educated and engaged population.
Coming up tonight at 11:10 Central, we'll have more on the programs available to anyone looking to advance their education. Ironwood Hospital nurses with the Michigan Nurses Association have filed federal labor charges against Aspirus. Since May, the nurses have been negotiating for a new contract, which expired on August 6th. Recent bargaining took place on August 21st, and until just this afternoon, Aspirus had refused to negotiate any further. Last Wednesday, the nurses held a rally to gather community support for a fair contract, as well as protest the abrupt closure to the hospital's OB unit. In addition to advocating for competitive wages, new proposals regarding this closure will also be pushed as Aspirus comes forward. An international company is making progress on its $125 million investments in the UP. Billerud has been rebuilding and modernizing the wood yard at its Escanaba mill. The company is also shifting its focus to the production of packaging materials and is working to make its mills safer, more efficient, and more sustainable. It's been 3 years since Billerud acquired the former Verso Corporation, and the CEO and board are pleased with the progress the Escanaba and Quinnipiac mills have made since then.
It's been a fantastic journey. We're so much better now than we were, and there's so much more confidence, and everything is great.
This marriage has been extremely productive, and we look forward. We want to grow, we want to invest, and we're going to stick around. So it's really exciting times.
The woodyard renovation is set to be finished by the end of the year. Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Plus, the city of Negaunee has been announced as the 2025 winner of the Michigan Municipal League's Community Excellence Award. And later, the Detroit Lions put on a strong performance against the Baltimore Ravens last night. Mike Ludlam will bring us the highlights. We're back in 2 minutes.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back, everyone. We are cruising through the week. Tuesday evening for us. Temperatures right now 62 out to Ironwood, 61 for us in Marquette, 69 down to Manistee. So things fairly comfortable for today. Winds mainly from the north, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So not seeing any gusty winds, not really seeing too much rain. It was a fairly quiet day, also very seasonal. Today 63 rounding off for the high temperature, and that is exactly the average. Some mild overnight temperatures still nowhere near these records of 22 for the overnight overnight low and 88 for the record high back in 2017. Keeping really seasonal conditions for today. Still seeing a little bit of that low pressure system continuing to slowly but surely move out of here. It's giving us that northerly wind flow, so definitely cooling things down, keeping the cloud cover, but also staying dry. We're seeing a few raindrops here to Iron County and out to Ontonagon County, but they're very minimal at that. They really shouldn't give you any issues if you do have any outdoor plans for tonight. And we'll continue to have those clearing skies for the rest of tonight, even into tomorrow morning. We might have the cloud cover, but still keeping the rain out of here for the most part before the cloud cover comes back in. So for the next few days, we're tracking the clouds in and out, and that's just fine. So we, as expected, will see minimal rain totals being added on here as we tack on now Wednesday, Thursday morning. This is all the way now to Thursday night, and we're still basically seeing zero here, maybe a 1/10 of an inch out to the eastern portions of the Upper Peninsula. So we should see nice and dry conditions, which is nice for us too, but dry stretches and lots of sunshine actually isn't good for fall foliage. It kind of mutes the colors and it accelerates the peak process here of the fall foliage. But still, we're into the near peak or at peak. We're very close into the Marquette area. Share your pictures either on Facebook or you can email them at weather@wzmq19.com. I would love to see them. I love all seasons, but I do love fall because of a lot of different reasons, one of them being the fall foliage. If we're looking to head to Friday night lights for us, the high school football games, we do have Ironwood at Lance, Calumet at Kingsford, and Norway at Pickford. All three of these games really should be dry. We should have plenty of sunshine, and these are very comfortable temperatures too. Not going to be very cold for us. 40s, 30s will keep things into the mid to lower 60s. Should be a really nice showing for Friday night. Now, we are updating you on the tropics. We do have major Hurricane 4, Category 4 Gabrielle here, really not looking to impact directly the United States at all, but it is bringing some heavy high surf advisories and rip current issues to the East Coast, and we could have these two areas that have a high chance of tropical cyclone formation over the next 2 to 7 days. We're still technically in peak hurricane season. Things could really get going at any moment. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll still have a bit of a tease of that summertime weather hanging on for Thursday with a bit of a warm up here before we dip down to the lower 60s just for the weekend, and then we'll keep things really quiet and really sunny and really summer-like for the first weekend ahead of fall.
Kelly, thanks again. This is home. The city of Negaunee has recently received a statewide award of excellence. Last week, the Michigan Municipal League held its annual convention in Grand Rapids. On its final day, the city of Negaunee was granted the league's highest community honor with the 2025 Community Excellence Award. This was determined by a vote of fellow local government officials at the convention, with Negaunee's downtown enhancement project standing out the most. The city says it's encouraging to see this acknowledgement as validation for a promising future ahead.
I've been saying it for years. Council members, business owners, a bunch of other folks saying the same thing. But from the outside, others agreed with us and say we are moving in the right direction.
Negaunee is now the third Upper Peninsula community to receive the award after Ironwood in 2013 and Houghton in 2024. Coming up next on Insights, excitement is growing for Oktoberfest in Iron Mountain. This will be their 11th time hosting the event. We'll have the details when we come back.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. This weekend, downtown Iron Mountain celebrates its 11th annual Oktoberfest. Here with the details is DDA event coordinator Catherine Mentel. Catherine, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so a lot of people know what Oktoberfest is, but can you tell us what it looks like in Iron Mountain?
Well, I can say for sure we're going to have some great weather for our Oktoberfest event this weekend. So yes, as you mentioned, this is our 11th annual Oktoberfest event, and we bring the best of Bavarian fun to downtown Iron Mountain, from the music to the food to the games. There's something for everyone, and it's really just a great day downtown.
Sure. So what are some unique activities that make this particular Oktoberfest extra special?
Well, I guess I'll start with our music. So kicking things off, we have 141 North. And then in the afternoon, we actually have a 15-piece authentic polka band coming. They're from the Appleton area, and their name is Dorfkapelle. So they'll be playing from 3:15 to 6:15 p.m. And then to end the night, we have the High Energy Descendants coming to take the downtown stage. And thank you to our music sponsor, Iron Mountain Area Tourism, who helps us bring this music to the community.
Excellent. And I know there's probably going to be a whole lot of people coming your way. How big of a crowd do you draw each year?
You know, it really is weather dependent. In recent years, we've seen, up to 1,000 people. We're hoping we get much more than that. It would be really fun and, just bigger crowd, better energy. So yes, inviting everybody to come downtown this Saturday.
Absolutely. And so this being a tradition for Iron Mountain, can you talk about its importance of being a tradition in the area?
Yeah, so it's one of our very fun festivals we host every year. It's the last big festival of the year. And really, it just draws families together. We have a children's area from noon until 5 with inflatables, free face painting. We have our Mr. and Mrs. Oktoberfest competition. And, we're crowning the winners this year, and they get to take home a custom beer stein. And then we also have, back in the afternoon, our fun stein holding competition. So, really, we try to have games and activities for everyone, and it's just a way, it's fall, so it's a good way to get out in the beautiful fall weather.
Excellent. I know this is probably going to have some sort of positive impact on the businesses in the area. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so whenever we have events downtown, it draws people to the community for the entire week, whether they're just coming to check out business to shop at, dine at, stay at. So we encourage everyone to check out the local businesses while you're downtown for Oktoberfest.
Excellent. All right. Is there anything anything else people can look forward to this year, you think, Catherine?
I'll say our food vendors this year, we have 3 of them: Millie's Market, Meat Sweats Barbecue, and Harmony Hearth Bakery. They all did such an amazing job bringing that German Bavarian flavor to their menus. So across the board, there's going to be phenomenal food. But other than that, I would just like to thank our sponsors, especially our signature sponsor, First National Bank and Trust. Without our sponsors and volunteers and our wonderful vendors, this event would not be possible.
All right, excellent. Catherine, is there anything else you think we should know?
Yes, I should have mentioned this earlier, but the event itself runs from noon until 10 p.m. Central Time. Admission is $10, and kids 12 and under are free. If you're looking for more details, you can always go to our website at downtownironmountain.com.
All right, Catherine, thank you so much for giving us the details. Hoping it's a great Oktoberfest for you this year. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Mike has a bunch of football highlights for us when we come back. He'll start with Michigan Tech as they hosted the Upper Iowa Peacocks this past weekend. And then we'll switch to NMU, who are celebrating their homecoming as well while taking on Davenport. We'll have those highlights and more when we come back. But first, here's your Upers United Volunteer Opportunity of the Day. Running through October 22nd from 8:45 to 10 a.m., the YMCA of Marquette County is looking for help with their toddler music program. The music class introduces toddlers to rhythm, movement, and simple instruments in a playful group setting. To sign up to be a volunteer or check out other opportunities, just head to UpersUnited.com.
Jimmy Kimmel is back on the air tonight, but will your local station carry it? We'll explain.
And the fight to end medical testing on animals and the search for alternatives. Our Eye on America investigation continues tonight on the CBS Evening News.
I can fill that with something. Hi there, 1, 2, 3. Happy Tuesday. Good evening, everyone. This week's Upper Peninsula Sports Writers and Sportscasters Association High School football poll has a few changes, but not at the top. Looking at the 11-player poll, Escanaba leads once again with 4 of the 6 first-place votes, 4-0 record and 28 points. Menominee is second with the other 2 first-place votes and 26 points. Kingsford is third, Calumet fourth. The Copper Kings visit the Flivers on Friday. Barker River Harris is fifth, and I've just found out that Barker River Harris will take on Powamo Westphalia at Gaylord this Friday, so you have your schedule update for the moment. Negaunee also picked up votes. In the 8-player poll, number 1 Pickford, unanimous with all 6 first-place votes. The Panthers will host number 2 Norway on Friday. Gogebic is third, followed by North Dickinson and Newberry. Lakeland and Hubble and St. Ignace also received votes. Big football game in Baltimore last night. The Detroit Lions trying to figure out how to win in that city, and they were doing pretty well at it. The double pitch, kind of, to Jahmyr Gibbs for the 4-yard score. Lions led 28-21 as he gets into the corner. Now the defense was doing its thing last night as well. Former Wolverine Aiden Hutchinson punches the ball out of Derrick Henry's arms. Lions recover the fumble. That led to a Jake Bates field goal, 31-24 Detroit. Mr. Henry, as you can imagine, was not pleased. Then, after another stop, David Montgomery finds a path off the guard and tackle, 31 yards for the touchdown. Lions led 38-24. Detroit raises its record to 2-1 with a 38-30 victory over the Ravens. Detroit hosts Cleveland next Sunday. Green Bay visits Dallas next Sunday night. Michigan Tech entered entertained the Peacocks of Upper Iowa for homecoming Saturday. Second quarter was very good for the visitors. Quarterback Darrell Overstreet Jr. found Logan Rosauer with a 1-yard pass. That was the third touchdown of the quarter, 21-7 Peacocks. Huskies get back into it. Alex Bueno, Bryce Kearns with a 13-yard TD to bring the score to 21-14 Upper Iowa. Tech's defense caused a couple turnovers in this game. Iron Mountain's Dante Bassanese would recover 2 fumbles, one here. He also had an interception. This one put the Huskies near midfield. Jake Roof gains 29 yards on this carry. He had 81 yards in the contest, but the Huskies could not convert their chances in the fourth quarter. Alex Bueno was stopped on a 4th and 2 run. Upper Iowa handed Michigan Tech its first loss of the season, 21-14. The Huskies are idle this week. They travel to Wayne State for the Warriors homecoming and Hall of Fame Day Saturday, October 4th. NMU also celebrated homecoming Saturday against Davenport. After a blocked punt in the first quarter, Michael Carlin converted a 44-yard field goal to give the Wildcats a 3-0 lead. Davenport bounced back with a touchdown pass in the second quarter. Wildcats responded with a 75-yard drive, 6 plays. Noah Dobert dashed the last 32 for the score. He had 156 yards and 2 touchdowns on his birthday, as his parents and family remind him. NMU had a 10-7 advantage. Disaster struck, though, for the Wildcats a few minutes later. Quarterback Duke Chauvald would gain 21 yards on the scramble for a first down, but he landed awkwardly on his left leg when he was tackled. He left the game and returned in the second half on crutches. Davenport's Cephas Harris scored 2 of his 3 touchdowns in the second quarter, this one from 57 yards. Panthers had a 21-10 halftime lead. NMU introduced its distinguished alumni and Sports Hall of Fame class during halftime. Volleyball's Jenny Long-Barlage, basketball coach Dean Ellis, soccer's Renee LeBlanc, basketball's Troy Matson, skier and football player Brent Rongstad was honored posthumously, and the 1990 through 92 women's swim team with diving coach Ann Goodman-James at the far end. Unfortunately, NMU could not get points in the second half, and Davenport won 35-19. Wildcats will visit Saginaw Valley in a couple weeks, and we will be right back.
cloudy skies here on most of our weather cameras, but we're starting to see the cloud cover fizzle out. Still looking cloudy though here on our WZMQ 19 News Sky Cam. And for the next 24 hours, we'll keep those rain chances pretty low. We really shouldn't see too much rain. We'll also see the temperatures in a bit of a roller coaster before things start to even out with a very summer-like fall weekend ahead.
Kelly, thanks again. Finally tonight, the Beaumere UP Heritage Center on NMU's campus has a new exhibit. It's called Gales of November, Shipwrecks on Lake Superior. The free exhibit explores the tragic history of Great Lakes shipwrecks, especially during the month of November when violent storms known as the Witch of November have claimed countless vessels. Marking the 50th anniversary of the Edmund Fitzgerald sinking, the display also features stories of other famous wrecks, weather maps, historic headlines, and artifacts on loan from Isle Royale National Park.
And it looks specifically at shipwrecks and storms in the month of November on Lake Superior, looking at, very the nature of the storms on the lake and why they create such dangerous conditions for maritime travel.
The exhibit's on display through December 20th, and we'll see you later tonight.